Okay, so this is coming out of the NOC. Spent the night at the shelter. Really good night's sleep. Had a great dinner last night. Had a great breakfast this morning. Allowed my breakfast to digest for a while. And now I'm back on the trail, ready for this intense uphill. If it's anything like the downhill from yesterday, it's going to be nuts. Thoroughly enjoyed staying at the NOC. You know, it was a real touristy kind of area, but at the same time there were a lot of, you know, real deal hikers that you can hang out with. So, you know, I thoroughly enjoyed it. The accommodations were good. The showers were warm, not hot, but warm. They don't supply a towel, so just keep in mind if you're going to the NOC, you're gonna have to dry off with something. I used my little camp towel. I washed it with Dr. Bronner's soap and then used my little camp towel after it dried. And that was my second shower. My first shower, I didn't use anything at all. I just went outside and had my shorts on and went outside and dried in the sun. But back on the trail. We'll check in later. Okay, so the NOC was pretty cool. You know, it's a real touristy kind of area, but at the same time there were a lot of hardcore hikers, you know, coming through. And so, you know, you had people there you could relate to, you had people there you could talk to, hang out with, not just a bunch of tourists. But it's kind of fun too at the same time with the touristy type deal. It was kind of fun. There's washing machines, dryer. There's a shelter with warm showers. Not really hot, but warm. Clean bathrooms. They have an outfitter if you need anything. They have a general store. They don't have a whole lot of... It's not really good for resupply, I guess. Of course, all I needed was toilet paper and alcohol, and they had those things. So, but it was a cool experience. Oh yeah, it's 9:20. It was about 9:20 when I left. 9:20 in the morning. All right, so now I'm going to start this uphill, and it's not going to be fun. I will see you up there. And it begins. The uphill. Seems to me it's going to be a rock scramble for most of the way. I've never been on this side. I was coming down the other side though, and it was horrific. We'll see. It's rock scramble already. Big massive rock outcrops. Very cool. I'm sure this camera's not doing it justice at all. Very cool. I built something there. It's a memorial for Wade A. Sutton. He's a Forest Service ranger that gave his life suppressing a forest fire that we might more fully enjoy our hike along this trail. Well, thank you, Mr. Sutton. Well, the trail hasn't been too bad so far. So, we'll see. I'm making pretty good time. I'm like increasing my speed on the flat stuff and just hitting my normal pace going uphill. That right there is the Nantahala River. I don't know if that's the NOC or not, but that's where we were at earlier. A pretty view. I don't know if this is the jump up or not. I'm definitely getting up the mountain pretty quick. I've been on trail now for a little over 2 hours. It's 11:36 right now. Alright, well, I'm here at the Sassafras Gap shelter. It is 12:38. Took me about 3 hours and 10 minutes to get here. So come down here, check it out, take a break, eat something. And then get back out on the trail.
Dump your water? No, I'm refilling this.
Okay, so I just left the Sassafras Gap shelter. It's 1:51. Headed towards Locust Gap or Lotus Gap, one of the two. There's a campsite there. Probably gonna stay there tonight. Hadn't totally decided yet.
All of North Carolina into Tennessee, and then the trail comes back into North Carolina a bit.
Up on Chihuahua Bald.
Skirt the North Carolina-Tennessee border for a while, and
Looking good.
hot springs after going back and forth a bit. I just wanted to bang out 2 states.
So there's some steep stuff coming off of Chihuahua Bald, but I don't think it's going to last very long. And it'll just go to a normal downhill descent that you'd be normally used to on the AT. Trying to make it to Locust. I looked on the thing and it is Locust. I'm trying to make it to Locust as soon as possible. We got like 70% chance of thunderstorms, isolated thunderstorms, and You know, the sky's clouding up, it's getting some dark clouds. So I'm just kind of concerned that it might rain on me. From Chihuahua Bald, the Locust campsite, Locust Gap campsite is, I don't know, I want to say around 3 miles. So, after that really long uphill coming out of Nantahala Outdoor Center, coming out of there was real difficult. I mean, it wasn't that difficult. I mean, in spots it was difficult. It was steep in spots, but mostly it was just a normal ascent. It was just the length of it. I mean, literally, it was like 6 miles uphill, almost the entire way. You know, so it took a lot out of me. So my plan was to go to Brown. I was going to go 15.6 miles today, but then because of that uphill, I decided to shorten today's hike and lengthen tomorrow's hike. So I'll be finishing up tomorrow. Tomorrow's day 6. I'll be at Fontana Dam tomorrow. Alright, so we'll check back in when we get to the campsite. See how tight everything is. It's all overgrown. It needs to be cut back.